Always,
Well,
always.
So good to see you, Heather.
I know, it's good to see you. We haven't seen you on a call, and I don't even know, like, when on Carl, you weren't on the call, you were just on the phone. We didn't actually get to see your face because you were still recovering. So this is probably the first time I've seen your face since
Me too.
surgery.
You look great.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you look like,
guys.
it looks like you put on a little bit, like you got some muscle back, like
I did, yeah. I started working out and then had to take a few steps back again because I got a reminder that I'm still human and overdid it a little bit. So I've kind of gone back to doing some walking and taking it easy.
Good. Well, we aren't really even doing recognition because nobody's updating the success document. So we're going to go ahead and I'm not going to talk today, and I'm happy to not be talking. We're going to hear from Heather. She did this 5-day, free group, and she gave out Shakeology samples, and she had a lot of success with it. And a lot of people have been asking her, so I asked if she'd be willing to come on our call and share what she did, the process, and how, how it worked for her so that people can potentially have an option to do that. And
okay. Well, thanks for having me, everybody. I mean, this is like coming home for me. This is home base, and no matter what team you're on, if it's Lauren's or Sharice's or Joanne's, I mean, me and Marissa were talking about it the other day. I mean, I think we're probably close to at least 10 different teams now that have stemmed off of Team Aloha, but this is where it all started, and she's right. I don't think I have been on a call since around the holidays before my surgery, so it's cool. I haven't got my Team Aloha shirt on. I'm rocking it's like the old school shirt, but I wanted to explain that because I know that we have so many new coaches, and I'm sure there's coaches on here that have no idea who I am. So, I mean, we all started with Team Aloha, and I started with Marissa back in March of 2012. I've known Marissa a really long time, though. We played softball together when we were young girls and went to high school together. But she really helped me out of a pretty dark place in my life as far as being at the very worst in my health and not really knowing what I was going to do. So it wasn't too long after that we started, she was like, hey, what do you think of Team Aloha? So I've been around that long. And I kind of wanted to start off what I was talking about because we just came off this amazing Super Saturday. I hope everybody, if you didn't go. They're for a year. Make them non-negotiable in your business. And the reason I say this is because, I always reminisce every Super Saturday I go to because I remember the very first one I went to about 2 years ago in Northern Michigan by myself. And I was just sitting there like looking at these coaches like, wow, who are these people? They seem pretty important. I'd love to talk one day and inspire people. And now you fast forward to yesterday and, it's pretty much me and one other person putting on these big 400 plus events out here in Seattle. Obviously that takes more than me and one other person. We just kind of organize it and we have a crew of volunteers and other members on the council. So, it starts from going. It starts from meeting coaches in your area. It starts from, just getting involved, running the Shakeology booth or submitting your story to be hung on a board. I mean, just getting out there and meeting people. And I moved out here 2 years ago and I made it a big goal of mine to get on the market council and to really, it just, it makes me want to push harder in my business. It's fun. I'm hanging out with a lot of really successful coaches. I mean, come on, they say surround yourself with successful people, right? If you want to be successful. So I don't want anyone to feel, I'm a diamond. I am the low man on the totem pole for sure on that market council, but I don't feel that way. We all have something to bring to the table. My emerald just happened to be what that council needed. Ryan's really good at a lot of other things. So don't ever feel like you don't have something to offer because you're not a certain rank or anything like that. Anybody can be involved. And these Super Saturdays started with one coach saying, I'm going to do it. And it may have started with 5 people. We also have Summit coming up. Marissa, do you know how many people are going from Team Aloha?
I think it's probably going to be, my guesstimate is between 30 and 50.
That's so freaking cool, you guys. Because here's another time I reminisce, because this July will be my 3rd summit. And I remember sitting there with Marissa and 2 other coaches, and we were looking around like, wow, we want to blow this place up one day. We really want to bring a lot of coaches. And I made the commitment, it was my goal to bring one person, one coach. And that coach, she came the very week before Summit. So you guys could still be signing up coaches right now that will come to Summit. Deb came the very last week. So I was like, okay, I met my goal, and then I always want to double it. And I think that's kind of Marissa's goal, is to double it or more every year. And so I remember when we were just sitting there, a couple of us, and so it's really exciting to know that we have that many people that are going to be representing our family. And you can still go. You guys, just go. I highly recommend it. It will pay for itself in tenfold. You will learn so much about your business. You will leave there with your soul on fire. So that's my little piece about events. It's not even what I'm talking about tonight, but I'm just really pumped after Super Saturday, so I had to say something. So as Marissa told you, she wanted me to come on the call to talk to you guys about the group I ran recently that was pretty successful. So I'm going to kind of start off with the numbers a little bit, and then I'll get into, I kind of came up with 5 tips, and you really can apply this to any free group. So what I did is I ended up selecting 6 people for this Shakeology test group. And so you have to figure, this was an investment on my end. I'm not saying, some groups you don't charge anything or anything like that. But I wanted to do a Shakeology test group. So this was a week-long test group. I selected 6 people, so that's 42 samples. I'm kind of using the dollar amount of like $4.25 per sample, around that. I think, by the time you factor in your discount and whatnot, depending on your state tax. So right off the bat, that's $178.50 that I invested in this group. And then you got to figure in another, $3.50 or so. I think that's the figure I used for postage. So another $21. You come out around $200 is what I invested in this group. So what I really wanted to talk to you about tonight is, obviously, if you're going to invest that kind of money in a group, and keep in mind, you can do less people, you can do more people. You could even charge people for samples if you wanted to get into that. I'm here to share with you what I decided to do. So that's a little bit of money to invest. So I don't want anyone to go out and waste their money. So I wanted to come up with 5 tips, because I've done these before in the past, and they've gone completely different. So I've learned from my mistakes. I've wasted money. You have to be willing to do that. That's one of my tips. We'll get into that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the tips. Tips for a successful free group. Like I said, you can probably use these for any kind of free group that you want to do. The first tip, the number 1 tip that I have, is the product you are selling is you. It's not the Shakeology samples. It's not the meal plans. It's not anything I don't care what kind of free group you're running. This wasn't about a Shakeology group, really. It was really about me showing them what I had to offer. So I highly recommend not creating a group and then just going into autopilot. If you just kind of go into autopilot and you have these posts scheduled, chances are you're really not going to connect with them. So 1 week obviously isn't long enough for even people to really probably start to feel a ton of benefits from something like Shakeology. They might feel a little more energy. They might experience some regularity, but obviously nothing like a full month is going to do for them. So this group isn't about them falling in love with Shakeology for a week. It's about them falling in love with you as a coach, what you have to offer, showing them what a challenge group is like. So I take them through the whole process. So basically going above and beyond to show them what you have to offer as a coach, as a person, as a motivator, as an inspirer, as someone who's going to reach out and keep them on track. And I'll get into that in a little bit too. Tip number 2 is how you posture or how you present the group. So present this group that it's an important group. I used words like test group, And I made it very clear that I was looking for testimonials. I made it very clear in my post that I was looking for serious people. So really posture yourself, one, as an expert. I mean, this goes into your normal training in general, but you got to posture yourself as someone who can lead them through their health change, who can lead them through changing their lives. So when I'm posturing this group, I'm really putting it out there that I'm looking for serious people. I'm not looking for people that just want to try Shakeology. They've heard a lot about it, have no intention that you can tell of purchasing or anything like that. So really posture the group like it is important. Something I would recommend is having them fill out an application. That really makes a group look official, in my opinion, is if you make an application on Google Docs. And really, one, it makes it look good. Two, it's going to weed through some people that aren't serious. And three, it's going to really help you to capture a lot of great information. The third tip is be selective. So I think where I failed, these tip 2 and tip 3 are definitely areas I've failed in the past, because I think the first rounds I was trying to do a Shakeology test group a long time ago when I was a new coach, I just wanted customers. So anybody that reached out to me, I was like, okay, come in the test group. Yeah, and I was just handing out samples to anybody. I didn't really know how to form them. I really didn't know how to connect with them. I was wasting a lot of money doing it. But I just was trying anything that I could to get new customers. I can tell you right now, Shakeology is a well-known product at this point. Obviously, not everyone's heard of it, but a lot more people have than even when I started. Every year, the amount of people that know about it is huge, and a lot of people have interest in it. A lot of people want to try it. A lot of people you're going to find maybe want to try it and don't want to invest the initial investment in it. So this is where a group like this can be beneficial. So this is where this time I was very selective on who I allowed in this group. I was looking for people that had legitimate health issues. I was looking for people that were going to write a testimonial for me at the end. So at the very least, I was going to gain a testimonial for my business. I was also looking for people that had never tried Shakeology before. I was looking for people that have not or were not currently a customer or working with another coach. So these are all qualifying questions that I was asking them before I would even go into informing them about how serious they were for the group. Like I said, I was looking for people with legitimate health issues. So it wasn't just people that wanted to try Shakeology. I had a gentleman in the group that was 300 pounds plus and really needs to lose weight. I have another girl in my group that just had brain surgery not that long ago, and she's having a hard time with brain function. I had another girl in my group that desperately wanted energy and was having a really hard time. Another girl in my group was really under eating because she worked a lot and was on the go. So I wanted testimonials for all these different areas of my business. So that was really what I was looking to find. I was looking for serious people. So by me posting with intention, like I said, calling it a test group, letting everybody know exactly what I was looking for, sending out an application. These are things that helped me to weed out the people that were serious. From there, I started to engage with them in conversation. And when you're engaging with people in conversation, you can start to see how serious they are. If they weren't answering me, if I could tell that through the conversation that they really, and it wasn't judging, this was from asking questions, but I could tell that they really had a money concern, and they thought Shakeology was expensive. I was looking for people that genuinely wanted help. They wanted to try this, and at the end could potentially be a customer. So those were kind of my qualifying areas. I also did the ones that I decided that, kind of made it through the cut. I got on the phone with them. And I'm really looking for people that I have a connection with, that I feel are going to be serious. Now, after, saying all this, are you still going to get people that are not? Yes. And I'll get into that in a minute too. Tip number 4 is be prepared to offer them an amazing experience. Obviously, this is our goal in any group that we offer, but the difference being is every other group we offer, you have a lot more time with these people. Even my other free group that I offer, it's a 21-day mind, body, and soul group. It's the other place I'm getting a great deal of my customers. That's 21 days. That's 21 days, and not only that, but the content of the group is designed for people to really share what they're struggling most with and the areas they need support with. So it really has just kind of opened up the lines of communication. If you're going to do a group like this is a week. You have a week to introduce them to the product, introduce them to yourselves, and introduce them to the group. So even if you go above and beyond, I mean, you really have to shine during this 1 week period. That's why I made sure I connected with all of them on the phone. It was very important that I connected with all of them on the phone because they need to know that's something that they can count on in the future after this test group once they become a customer of mine. Another thing I focused on was the content of the group. This group was a Shakeology group in particular, so I really focused on highlighting Shakeology. I actually am going to get into a little bit of a screen share. And any of this that you guys want, I can put it in Team Aloha, or you guys can reach out and ask me. Marissa, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my desktop? I can't hear you. You're muted, but you can give me a thumbs up.
I think so. I see your meeting should start in a few seconds.
Okay.
Is that your screen?
That's my desktop. Yeah, it's slow. I'm clicking. Okay, so we'll give this a minute. My computer's being slow, I think, from everything I have up and running. But I'm going to try to open up the actual posting guide that I created and share it with you guys. I will tell you that I really focus on like being super, this is my deal, my MO anyways. There it is. I really focus on being motivational and inspirational. Other than the Shakeology component, the other requirements were we were going to focus on eating healthier and focusing on being more active. So you'll notice that I wasn't like, you have to follow this meal plan and you have to do this workout. No, it's just to be conscious. Get them thinking about these things. And I did provide meal plans, but I also let them know if, you know, you can follow these 100% or you can infuse them with what you're already doing. Again, this is an overview. The goal of this week is to just be healthier, mind, body, and spirit, which is kind of my thing as well. So, you know, we start with posting in the group. It's still being slow, so this may or may not end up happening. It's not going to scroll down, so yeah, see, it's being slow. So anyway,
put it in Team Aloha so they can have it just when I'm done with the call.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll post this. I'll upload it into Team Aloha. I'll tell you what I focus on. I definitely focus on a little bit of personal development in here. I do recommend the compound effect. Now it's moving. So those are the meal plans that I provided that they can use if they want to. And where I found these, I just Googled free meal plans online. Bam, easy, simple. This is nothing I spent time. I did not spend like hours creating meal plans. I know there's meal plan tools on Team Beachbody, even if you want to use those. So the Friday before the challenge, we're just going over setting goals. So these are things a lot of people that join your challenge groups have never done. They've never been really, a lot of people are not used to setting goals. A lot of people are not used to being exposed to personal development. A lot of people are not exposed to motivation or inspiration on a daily basis. So this week should really kind of fire them up. Saturday before the challenge, I'm also, obviously we're tracking our results. Are they going to get a huge amount of results from a week-long Shakeology test group? Maybe they'll lose a couple pounds, couple inches. But again, the goal is to show them what you have to offer. So I'm showing them, this is, you know, tracking is an important part of your journey. Here's how you can track. I provided a video on how you can properly take your measurements, how you can take your getting started pictures. So these are all from Team Beachbody. So again, I'm showing them that once you decide to become a customer of mine, this is part of our journey. This is something we're going to do together. And it shows them that I know what I'm doing. So that's the goal of the week too, right? Is to give yourself a little bit of credibility. Sunday before the challenge, I'm giving them my top tips of how to be successful over the week. As far as getting rid of junk food, sharing with those around you what you're doing, making visuals, and committing to being active. So I provide a Shakeology video. I don't remember which one I decided on. It's one of the many Shakeology videos we have. This is, I know that this one was centered around the ingredients because I wanted them to know exactly what they're putting in their bodies, because the first thing people do is they try to compare Shakeology to so many things. And right off the bat, if they're comparing it to anything on a shelf, they're comparing apples to oranges. So I want them to really know what the ingredients are and why that this is so different. Tuesday is where I introduce a little bit of personal development, the compound effect. Obviously, it's a week, but maybe if they pick this up in the week or they start listening to the audio or something, I mean, that's all it takes is for someone to, 1 day, 1 minute, 1 page, that's all it takes. So again, we're just hoping to introduce them to something that can help them. Wednesday is a Shakeology transformation video. Thursday is a video that I made on why I don't feel Shakeology is expensive. So I want to make sure too, I'm infusing a lot of myself throughout this week. Behind the scenes, while this is going on, I'm texting them, asking them how they're doing, how they're feeling. Because that's another thing I do for my challengers. So I don't want it to just be the week and they don't hear from me and we're doing a getting started call and an ending call. So throughout the week, I text them and ask them how they're doing. Friday, we're all going to share, like, how have they been doing, helping them set up a plan for the weekend. So how valuable is that when you're trying to get on track? All of a sudden, you have all this motivation, this inspiration, this awesome group, this coach that's texting you. Now this coach is going to reach out and help you set up a plan for the weekend. So they're really getting exposed to a whole lot. Opening up Saturday to the group to chat about where they're at with their progress. I give them an exit interview. So I set up a call with them, and this is when I'm going to forward them and really connect with them on joining a challenge. Let me take this out of here. So I also wanted to tell you that the way that I presented this to back up a little bit is when I selected the 6 people, the reason this whole Shakeology group came about, to be honest with you, is because when I was going through my surgery not too long ago, I couldn't drink Shakeology, so I switched to the packets because they're always valuable to have around. And so I had quite a few packets, and I thought, why not try to get some customers or gain some people that can help me advance my business. So I really make a nice package together. I send them a welcome letter, and you know what, let me get into, I'll upload, I'm not going to go through the welcome letter, but I'll upload that into Team Aloha too. But the welcome letter just tells you a little bit about Shakeology, how to make it, where to find the recipes, what you can expect from the group, the kickoff Zoom call, like all the information they need to get started. I'll be opening the Facebook group, yada, yada. I also send out a brochure with Shakeology so they get some more information on it. So I really make it look really nice. It's on, colored paper with our logo on it. So I really make the package look nice. And again, that goes with, presenting the group like it's a serious group. So my last and final tip, and this is an important one, is you cannot be attached to the outcome. So I could not invest this amount of money in my business and expect every single one of these people to become a customer, or even get mad if nobody decided to become a customer. It's just how it goes. And you have to be willing and ready to invest that amount of money in your business and expect nothing in return. I can tell you, for me, this worked out to be an awesome group, because out of the 6 people, 3 ended up purchasing challenge packs. So that came close to pretty much paying for my investment within itself. However, I can tell you 2 out of the 3 are going to be loyal customers for sure. I have no doubt in my mind. And in fact, I think 2 of the 3 are going to be really great coaches. So, and I can tell you, one of the girls that joined the group that I think is going to be an amazing coach has watched me for over a year. So I can tell you that, you know, I talked to her and now we're like really good friends. So a couple of things happened over that year. One, who knows a year ago if I would have been able to support this girl, because it took me going through my journey and getting to where I am today to be able to properly support this girl, because I know exactly where she's coming from. And the second thing is it took her being ready. That's the biggest and most important key factor. You know, if I would have pushed her this whole year, if I would have shoved myself down her throat, she probably would not have been very likely to engage with me. This girl also told me that she has quite a few very close friends that are Beachbody coaches. So not only did she decide to not go with her friends, she obviously connected with me and has been following me for over a year and has been connecting to my posts and me being consistent and me sharing my story. So that was pretty cool too. And the other guy found me on Instagram that joined, and he has wanted to try Shakeology for a long time. He is the gentleman that's over 300 pounds and has quite a bit of weight to lose, and really wanted to try Shakeology first. So when he saw that, he was like all about it. And I speak with him every week now, and we do power calls, because you don't get to be over 300 pounds without having some things you need to work on, without needing some support and some accountability. So, and then the other girl, again, she's been following me for over a year, was one of my biggest supporters during my surgery, and again, is going to be amazing. So those are my tips for the free group. Since we're down to right around 10 minutes, I did want to open it up to take some questions. And if we run out of time, you can post them in Team Aloha, and I'll keep an eye out too. So
I muted everybody's lines, just so you know. So to unmute, you have to click your screen and unmute the little. If you want.
I have a question.
who said that?
Cherise.
Me. Okay.
Hi, Cherise. Go for it.
Alrighty. So what was your thought process as far as, you know, you set the date for your free group, right? So what was your thought process as far as how far should I campaign for this? You know, did you invite personally, like, you know, individually, or, you know, you also had some Facebook page posts or Instagram, whatever social media you used?
Good questions. Good questions.
How far did you go?
All of these came from, and I gotta be honest with you, I put the feelers out there because, like I said, I had a bunch of samples sitting around, so I had a target date. I do a free group every second Monday of the month. That's my 21-day mind, body, and soul group. That one is the second Monday of every month. It never changes. So no, even if you rotate your free group, whether it's a clean eating group, a Shakeology group, I would plan on starting a free group of some sort, and it can be the same one, it can be a different one on a certain date. And every week I'm advertising for that. So every week I'm advertising for my upcoming challenge group. Every week I'm advertising for my upcoming free group. Once a week I post. Once a week I post about those upcoming groups. Like I said, this Shakeology group, a free test group, is the way I advertised it. And I had people come out of the woodworks. I mean, I probably had over 40 or 50 people that wanted to be in this test group. So again, I wanted to be super selective, and I wanted to find those people that not only I thought would become customers, but that I thought were most closely related to my brand, to my niche, that I would relate to. I can tell you the biggest thing I'm looking for now when I'm looking for a coach, I ask myself is, would I want to travel with this person? Because that's the biggest vision I have for my team, is having these really cool retreats. And if I can see myself like traveling, like Angela, I was talking to her, she's the total lady warrior badass that wants to travel the world and be an author. I'm like, we could go on vacation together. Let's do this, you know? So that's kind of what I'm looking for, people that are part of my niche market, that are going to be part of my brand, that are going to be, I'm finding that the more that I get down this niche market and this niche brand, the more I'm attracting people that are like, oh my God, I want what you want. What do I have to do to get it? and you're saying exactly how I'm feeling, and you just connect with those people. So, I would say that all I did was post a few times about this group, and I had more than enough people to fill it.
Did you run this group instead of your Mind, Body, Soul group? So you only do one free group a month, or did you run both of them that month?
I ran both of them. I ended up running this one the third Monday of the month. Now, obviously, I won't do this every month. I mean, I can't afford to do it every month. This paid for itself this month. So this might be something I might do every 3 months, or when business is slow, or, start stocking up on samples now.
I love it. I think it sounds like you did. I mean, it's amazing. This is a really good call. That's awesome what you did.
Thank you. Yeah. And like I said, these 2 girls, you guys, they're ready. They're so motivated. They are so pumped. They both went on after that to do the Mind, Body, and Soul group. And they're so freaking pumped and excited and like off the charts. It's so cool.
Any of them went to high school with us?
Yes. One of them did. Lindsay Barbado is the one that had brain surgery, and she's like so amped and so inspired, and like it's the right place at the right time for both of these girls. So again, these are girls that I've sent out invitations to many, many times. And this is when it was right for them, and it's going to end up being right, the best for everybody.
It's awesome.
Any other questions, you guys?
I would like, because I have a couple of my coaches on here, what do you feel that you got from Summit? Like, I know it's important to go. I know I'm going to get a lot from it, but you said like you're going to get back tenfold, your investment. So what did you get back? It worked.
I can tell you that Summit is life-changing. I come back from Summit every year, and I need like a couple days to decompress because I'm like shaking. Not only do you get the best training you can possibly get in the shortest amount of time. I mean, you cannot duplicate this training. I don't care about how many groups you get involved in, how many calls you join. When you're getting this customized training, keep in mind, whether you're a new coach or you're at that point where you're a leader, there's different kinds of classes for you. It's amazing. The training you get is amazing. But what is really incredible is you have an experienced Beachbody, and I'm sure Stephanie can relate to this because she just got back from Cancun. You have an experienced Beachbody until you've been to a Beachbody event. So Summit is a Success Club trip times 100.
Yeah.
The energy, the electricity, the motivational speakers, the parties, the meeting your family. I have to tell you, that's the biggest part. I mean, we do all these Zoom calls, and we're on the phone and we're making friends and we feel like we know each other. You get there with your team and it's like family. So I think that statistically speaking, I think the growth rate is at least 60% after you leave Summit compared to if you don't go to Summit. So I wish I could say it was one certain thing, but it is the package of everything. You leave there, and if you don't know how passionate our CEOs are or how passionate this company is about their vision and really ending the trend of obesity, you need to hear Carl speak. You have to get to an event, because if you have any doubts in this business, or if you even think you're going to do this on a part-time basis, you'll leave there with your soul on fire. That's all I can say. And it will change your life.
I agree. Listening to Carl talk is amazing. I could listen to him talk all day.
Seriously, the man has so much passion, and he's so, every time Carl speaks, I want to go out and run. I want to run around outside. And it's just amazing.
Want to give him a hug.
Right? And if you go to Summit, you probably end up dancing with them. You never know. They're all very...
He brought a chef's hat to Cancun and put it on and went on stage.
When you see Carl in the chef's hat, you know that's like party Carl. He's like ready to rock.
Well, remember when we were having dinner in the top 10 were right next to us? We just happened to coincidentally book, or Marissa booked the dinner for all of us. And we're sitting there, and he sees and the top 10 are already coming in and passing by him. And you know what? He came over, walked to our table, put his hands on our chairs and said, so how are you guys? Like really?
Oh, yeah, 'cause we weren't being loud or anything. We were louder than the top 10 table combined.
No, he just came up on his own with Lindsay Matway right next to him, Amy Silverman, all these people, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys!" And then he came to us and talked to us. Like hashtag everyone matters. He really, it was never give up that year, but he really makes it feel like everyone matters. What are you guys doing that for?
Hashtag.
Oh, hashtag, is that what that is? I'm so old. I don't get this stuff. And then the other thing is Jeff Hill. Jeff Hill,
amazing.
I remember you were there, Marissa. There were so many people, but I remember Jeff Hill comes up next to us and is like, "So guys," and he's talking about his family, like we go way back. And I'm like, wow, they act like real people. They are genuine. They talk to you, look at you in the eye when they talk to you, like you really matter. And when you get that feeling when you're there, it's like you don't want to be anywhere else. You want to be part of this. You can't imagine yourself not being part of it. Because I have my bad days.
On that note, you guys, we're going to get cut off. So I want to thank everybody so much for having me on the call, for getting on the call. I love you guys. I hope I see you all